Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. We are going to start with IELTS reading module, and today we are going to solve one complete reading test, all 40 questions. Those who are general training IELTS candidates, this is academic reading, but general training reading part 3 is exactly the same like academic reading. And the third section of general training reading is the toughest one. So when you solve academic reading tests and after that you do general training reading, you will find it easier than this actually. And those who are academic IELTS candidates, you have to practice reading every day, minimum 2 tests a day with some gap. I mean, solve one test, then take a break of around 1 or 2 hours. During that time, you can do reading or speaking, writing or speaking, and then come back to reading. So 2 tests you need to solve every day. And when you solve a test, after that, you need to, investigate your wrong answers. The answers which are wrong, investigate them. Why my answer is wrong, where is the right answer. When you investigate into that, then you will understand reading strategies. This is how I became IELTS trainer. I solved the tests where my mistakes were there. I just realized why this answer is wrong, why other is right. Then I found the reason. We call it location and explanation. In IELTS reading, 2 things are important. The first thing is location of the answer. You need to reach where the answer is. Second thing is explanation. Why answer is true? Why answer is this? So once you know these 2 things, you will be fine with reading, okay? Now, whenever you start reading, you need to read the title of the passage, and the title is Importance of Children's Play. You know, children, they play. They play hide and seek and other games. Sometimes they play in the street, at home. So importance of children's play. So we have a research article about the importance of children's play. I mean, children who play, they sometimes play hide and seek. Sometimes they play some different roles, and then they have leadership qualities and all that. So all the passage is about that. And when you read the title, you need to make up your mind that now I'm going to read about children's play and all that. Right after that, you will jump to questions. Now, students ask me, what if we read the passage first? And I say, well, if you want to waste your time, do it. And passage is so long, why will you read without reading the questions? Useless. Your target is to answer 13 questions. And for these 13 questions from the passage, you have to read only 13 sentences. You don't have to read all. You just have to read 13 sentences to answer. Now, locating those 13 sentences, that is the real game. That where those sentences are, and then deciding what your answer is and all that. Okay. So now we come to questions. Now listen. The order in which they give you the questions, like 1 to 8, completion, 9 to 13, true, false, not given. It is not necessary that you follow this order. Whenever you see any passage, first try to solve sentence completion. Then after that, you can solve true, false, not given. We have 2 types of questions. One type is where questions and answers in the passage, they are in order. I call them type A questions, right? And then there are type B questions. Type B questions are those questions where questions and answers are not in order. You have to search. You have to scan all the passage. And luckily, there are only 2 types of questions in IELTS which are type B. Otherwise, all questions are type A. Now, what are type B questions? Number 1, which paragraph contains the following information? That question type is type B. Number 2, list of headings. So list of headings, yes, you have to go through list of headings. Otherwise, sentence completion, multiple choice questions, true, false, not given, yes, no, not given, summary completion, okay, all these, diagram completion, all these questions are type A. Once you find one answer, read on, you will find next answer. Sometimes the next sentence has the next answer. Sometimes you will find 2 answers in one sentence. Sometimes the next answer is in the next paragraph. Third answer is in the next paragraph. So you need to scan. And again, when you read the question, from the question you have to find a clue word. Clue word. Now that clue word will take you to the passage where there is the answer, and you are going to actually find the clue word. Once you find clue word in the passage, it means you have reached the right location. When you reach the right location, only then you have to read. Before that, don't waste your time in reading. Before that, you will do scanning. Scanning is not reading. Scanning is only searching. That I'm looking for something, like in the passage, I'm looking for this word or the synonym of this word. That is called scanning. So you need to scan, then you need to read when you reach the right part. And even while scanning, in order to check whether this is the right part of the passage or not, you can read a couple of lines and then again start scanning, read a little. So you need to do it. I mean, whenever you solve your reading test, you should have a pencil in hand and you can just move quickly and move the pencil on the text. Don't underline everything, but move the pencil on the text. When your eyes will follow pencil, your eyes will go faster and your reading speed is going to be faster than the normal one, right? Now we come to questions 1 to 8. Choose one word only. Children's play. Uses of children's play. Building a magical kingdom. Now keep in mind, whenever there is a word in inverted comma, you can find it easily. So first we go back and look for the word magical kingdom. Magical kingdom. Where is it? First paragraph, first line. It means this is the location. Now we read the question, because if you read the question before, you will forget the question. So this will take more time. So first, casually read the question, find a clue word, and now we read the question. Question number 1, please. Building a magical kingdom may help develop. Underline the word develop. Now answer will come with the synonym of develop. Like building a magical kingdom develops something in the children. Okay, develops something. Now we go back. Please come to first paragraph, third line. Although she isn't aware of it, this fantasy is building a magical kingdom. This fantasy is helping her take her first steps towards her capacity for. Now, capacity for and develop, they are synonyms. So what's the right answer? Creativity. Got it? This is how it works. May help develop and her capacity for creativity, and so it will have important repercussions in her adult life. So correct answer is creativity, and you will just write it down. In reading, if you have spelling mistakes, that is your own careless mistake, because you're going to copy all the words from there. So make sure you write the correct spelling. Sometimes carelessly you write quickly and you have the wrong spelling. So make sure you write the correct spelling. Okay, question number 2, board games. Now what's the clue word? Board games. Look for board games. Board games. Come on, come on. Scan board games. Board games. Second paragraph. It means that is the location of your answer. Now we read the question. Board games involve dash and turn taking. Now two things. One is turn taking and second thing will be our answer. So please come to second paragraph, second last line, later on. Found it? Second paragraph, second last line. Later on, when they tire of this and settle down with a board game, she's learning about the need to follow rules and take turns. Need to follow rules and take turns. Take turns is already given. So answer is, if you write follow rules, what will happen? Wrong, because it's one word only. Okay, yes, so you have to keep your eyes open. If you write follow rules, your answer will be wrong, because for follow they use the word involve. So correct answer is rules. Recent changes affecting children's game. Populations of dash have grown. Now populations, look for the word people, population, people and population. Scan. Next paragraph and all that. For population, they commonly use the word people. Third last paragraph. But we live in changing times. Found it? Okay, I'm reading from here. But we live in changing times, and Whitebread is mindful of a worldwide decline in play, pointing out that over half of the people, now over half of the people, that is population, in the world now live in cities. So over half of the people now live in cities. What does it mean? Population of dash have grown. Population of cities. Now when they say more than half people live in cities, what does it mean? It means population of cities have grown. So answer is cities. And you will write it plural. Because if you write city, then have is there. So your answer will be wrong. Have is for plural. Next, opportunity for free play are limited due to fear of. Now, two fears. Question number 4 and 5. Opportunity for free play are limited. Why? Because of fear of two things. So, let's go back. Same paragraph. Fear, afraid. Okay. Can you see the word? Anything like scare, fear, afraid? Risk. There is the word risk. Okay, third last paragraph, fourth line. I'm reading it from there. Outdoor play is curtailed by perceptions of risk. Now answer will come here. Perceptions of risk to do with traffic. Now risk to do with traffic. What is fear number 1? Exactly, well done. Fear number 1 is traffic. So fear of traffic. Okay, for fear of they use the word risk to do with. Now risk to do with means fear of. They are synonyms in IELTS. So answer is traffic. Now let's read on. As well as parents' increased wish to protect their children from being the victims of crime. Now what is second fear? Crime. Fear of traffic, fear of crime. In one line we found two answers. So correct answer for question number 5 is crime. And question number 6, increased dash in schools. Now look for schools and see what is increased in schools. Same paragraph. After crime, and by the emphasis on earlier is better, which is leading a greater competition in academic learning and schools. Greater. Greater means increased. So answer is competition. Well done. Right answer is competition for that. Now have you noticed in one paragraph we found 4 answers. So this, all the answers are going to be in sequence. Okay. Let's go on. International policies on children's play. It is difficult to find. Now next is international policies. Now let's look for international policies. International. Very next paragraph. Exactly. Second last paragraph. So that is the location. Now we read the question. It is difficult to find dash to support new policies. Now what is difficult to find? It is difficult to find. What is difficult to find? Come back. Second last paragraph. International bodies like United Nations and European Union have begun to develop policies concerned with children's right to play and to consider implications for leisure facilities and educational programs, but they often lack. They, what do they mean by they? Policies. Exactly. This is called referencing. Yesterday in listening, there were so many things about referencing, but they often lack, but what they often lack is evidence. Now, policies lack evidence. What will be the answer? Evidence. It is difficult to find evidence to support new policies. Now, you need to learn this. For policies, they use the word they. So you need to know the words like they, these, those, this, that, it, and all that. Okay, question number 8. Research needs to study the impact of play on the rest of the child's dash. Rest of means remaining. Rest of or remaining. So let's go on. Research needs to study the impact of play. It's the first paragraph on second page. Second page, first paragraph. Dr. Jenny Gibson agrees, pointing out that although some of the steps in the puzzle of how and why play is important have been looked at, there is very little data on the impact it has on child's later life. Later. What does later mean? Later means rest of. Rest of. Like, you know, sometimes you say you can keep the rest of the money. Baki ke paise aap rakh lein. Rest of. Rest of my life. Meri baki ki zindagi. Like that. Okay. So rest of and later, they are synonyms. So correct answer is life. Exactly. Got it? So if you go on like this, it's going to be fine. Now we move on to questions 9 to 13. And questions 9 to 13, they are true, false, not given. So we are going to see, according to the statement, according to the passage, whether the answer is true or false or not given. What do you do? How to solve it? The first thing is, good thing is, questions and their answers are in order. I mean, as you read the passage, answers will come in order. Another good thing is you will have to read one sentence for one answer. Okay. Now, in true, false, not given, you have to find a word or a phrase, and that word or phrase will decide whether the answer is going to be true or false or not given. For example, children with good self-control are known to be likely to do well at school later on. So children who have good self-control, everybody knows that there are chances that they are going to perform well later on. Later on means in the future. Now we go back, self-control. We'll look for the word self-control, school, and all that. Can you see the word self-control in third paragraph? Okay, and now we need to find the link of self-control with children. So third paragraph, first line, a strong possibility is that play supports the early development of children's self-control, explains Baker. This is our ability to develop awareness of our own thinking process. It influences how effectively we go about undertaking challenging activities. Now they talk about school in the next paragraph. So please come to this next paragraph. In a study carried out, so question is, children with with good self-control are known to be likely to do well at school later on. So in a study carried out by Baker with toddlers and young preschoolers, she found that children with greater self-control, now answer is here, children with greater self-control solve problems more quickly when exploring an unfamiliar setup requiring scientific reasoning. This sort of evidence makes us think that giving children the chance to play will make them more successful problem solvers in the long run. So, children with good self-control, known to be likely to do well. For to do well, more, they use the word more successful problem solvers. Now, when you are a successful problem solver, you are doing well. And then they use the word in the long run. In the long run means later on. So what is the answer? True. Well done. Very good. Answer is true. Now have you noticed the word self-control came twice? It first came in one paragraph, but then there was no reference of this study and education, school and all that. Then it came again. So if you do not find the answer, you need to find that word somewhere else, and then you'll find the answer. Next. The way a child plays may provide information about possible medical problems. Have you noticed sometimes all the children are playing and you observe one child is not running well. As he walks, there is some problem in his leg, and then you realize later on he may have some problem. So they say the way a child plays may provide information about possible medical problems. Possible medical problems means problems that may arise in the future. So medical, diagnose any medical problem and all that. Look for that. It is the middle paragraph where they say Gibson adds. Found it? Okay, I'm reading this paragraph from second line. In my previous research. Found it? Okay, in my previous research, I investigated how observing children at play can give us important clues about their well-being and can even be useful in the diagnosis of neurodevelopmental disorders like autism. So what is the question? Way a child plays may provide information about possible medical problems. Answer is true. Well done. For possible medical problems, they use diagnosis of neurodevelopmental disorders like autism and all that. Question number 11, playing with dolls. Now the clue word is doll. Playing with dolls was found to benefit girls' writing more than boys' writing. Now look at me. This true false not given question is based on comparison. They have given the comparison that playing with dolls, it improves girls' writing skills more than the boys' writing skills. Now if it improves girls' writing skills more than boys', answer is true. If it improves boys' writing skills more than girls' writing skills, answer is false. And if they don't give any comparison, they don't compare boys' writing with girls' writing, then answer is not given. Okay, now we go back and we look for the word dolls. Dolls, 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 Guria. Exactly, third last paragraph and fourth line. So whenever you find the word, read it from the last full stop. So the last full stop is there. Children wrote longer. Got it? Okay, now I'm reading from here. Children wrote longer and better structured stories when they first played with dolls representing characters in the story. That's it. Did they talk about boys writing, girls writing? They only use the word children. They did not give any comparison of boys and girls. So what is the answer? Not given. Well done. Got it? All clear? Okay, question number 12. Children had problems thinking up ideas when they first created the story with Lego. Now, Lego is a toy company. So now listen, what's the question? The question is, and Lego is your clue word by the way. Children had problems thinking up ideas when they first created story with Lego. Now if children had problems when they created stories with Legos, answer is true. If without Legos they had problems and with Legos they created stories easily, then answer is false. And otherwise if they don't tell us with Lego or without Lego they had problem or not, then it is not given. Now we go back and we look for the word Lego. Same paragraph, second last line. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm reading it from 1, 2, 3, fourth last line. In the latest study. Okay, answer starts from there. Everyone found it? Yes. Okay. In the latest study, children first created their story with Lego and then they have mentioned a star, colored plastic building blocks and other stuff like that. With similar results, many teachers commented that they had always previously had children saying they didn't know what to write. Okay, children were saying they didn't know what to write. With the Lego building, however, not a single child said this. What does it mean? With Lego, they did not have problem. Without Lego, they had no ideas. With Lego, they had more ideas. So what's the question? Children had problems thinking up ideas when they first created the story with Lego. Answer is false, because they had problem without Lego. With Lego, not a single child said that. So this answer is false. Question number 13. People nowadays regard children's play as less significant than they did in the past. Like nowadays parents, they think their children's play is not important. But in the past, parents used to think children's play is important. So this is also a comparison. Let's go back. Last paragraph. Somehow, the importance of play has been lost in recent decades. Now, when we say importance of play has been lost in recent decades, it means it was important in the past. Whenever we say importance has lost, lost means it was there, but now we have lost it. Then they say it is regarded as something trivial or even as something negative that contrasts with work. So play is the opposite of work, right? So what should be the answer? People nowadays regard children's play as less significant. For less significant, they use the word trivial, negative, trivial, that is less significant. So what is the answer? Answer is true. Well done. Okay, so like this you are going to do it, and have you noticed all 13 answers were in order? Okay, first